You are watching an Al Bear review. Cue the music. Ah. What's going on, guys? I'm back with a How to Get Away with Murder review. Last night episode was it was a great episode. But before I get into it, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Jesus. The episode kicks off with Miller in his car. I'm gonna assume it's an engagement ring. I know he moving fast, but I'm gonna assume it's an engagement ring and not a promise ring. But he got a ring, you feel me? And you know, like that first scene of How to Get Away with Murder, it's always a flash scene with multiple things going on, multiple people. It's like a lot be going on. Then it goes to Bonnie gets his text because he sent a text message to Bonnie like, hey, can we talk? I'm outside, boom, boom, boom. Then she started having these flashes, and like she was at the wedding reception or something still, Then she just started having these flashes, boom, 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 boom. Then 1 month earlier, like, we still gonna have this back and forth with the scenes. Y'all know Shonda loves it. It's cool, whatever. So 1 month earlier, Bonnie shows up to her sister's house, and her sister is basically going off like, hey, why are you here? I already know Dad dead. Is Mama dead now? Or are you coming to give me some money because you've been gone all these years? Like, Bonnie, I didn't like the fact that Bonnie took that. Like, you've been hanging out with Annalise for all these years. You got to pick up on some of these black women tendencies. You got to snap back. You know what I'm saying? You got to, first off, don't question me while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need you to pick up on some of these black women tendencies. And you've been with Annalise all these years. But moving on. So she says that then her sister daughter comes out in the room like, mommy, who's that? And she be like, it's your auntie, which was just weird. Like why we gonna involve a little girl in this? You know what I'm saying? Like, we looking for Bonnie's son. We don't care about your daughter, So then we get a scene where Frank is giving Annalise information about Bonnie's sister having a daughter. Cause y'all, like I said, y'all know this is a back and forth type of scene. Bonnie finds out her sister got a daughter, not Frank telling Annalise that Bonnie's sister has a daughter. Annalise says, why didn't he tell Bonnie about his sister having a daughter? Cause Annalise like, once she see the daughter, like, that's a trap. Like, Bonnie gonna stay. Like, children it's like a weakness for her or whatever. So then Frank was just like, Miller, he can handle it. He a boyfriend, yada yada. And so Annalise like, do you really think he can handle it? Like, he don't really know who she is, like, type of thing. Like, he just read the files or whatever, but he don't really know. So Annalise tell Frank to go up there and keep an eye on Bonnie. Like, go keep an eye on her. So Frank trying to talk Annalise out of it, like the sister done changed. She on the straight and narrow, and Annalise was like, no, it ain't about the sister. Every time Bonnie gets around her sister, she turned back into that abused little girl who just want to save any and everybody except for herself. And I'm just like, why? Like, you reading this girl like that, and we just started? Like, come on now. So then we get another scene where Miller is telling Bonnie he doesn't know, because Bonnie comes out, tells Miller she wants to stay, she appreciate him coming, all that good stuff. So he tells her he don't think it's a good idea, and she was like, I got this, I promise. She tell him that she love him and she happy he came, but she got it from here and she go back in. Now we can get into the scenes that start making more sense, like it ain't no flashback. So then after that, we get Oliver and Connor. They are showing their mothers their location for the wedding and reception, And Oliver mama is bougie. She ain't really feeling this whole cheap wedding. You know, she ain't on that. And you know, both of the mamas are just like, you know, we willing to put some money out so y'all don't have to go through this cheap stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I don't really. I'm not that into this whole wedding storyline, although it is a storyline that somebody died we got to go with, but they need to take the money, because like the place they showed their parents, I would never. I would just go to the courthouse, baby, we just gonna get these papers signed, these documents signed, the judge to be our witness, boom, 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 and be done with it, right? That's just me. So anyway, then we move on to Laurel is basically stalking Gabriel, you know, not necessarily stalking him, but she got her eye on him ever since Frank told her whatever it was about Gabriel that they keep it from us. Like, we don't know yet. And we don't even find out this episode, and I'm still mad about it. So she gets a call from Frank, and you know, she was just like, I wish you hadn't told me about it. Now I'm just like, you know, I'm all off. I wish you wouldn't have told me. And so Michaela comes in and you know, asks you know, what they got going on today in the clinic, because Annalise is not there. So Tegan comes in and let them know that that they have a client company by the company Gutsucker, right? They being sued for making false claims of their diet pills. I don't understand how you can sue people that eat diet pills. We know from the get-go they don't work. You know, you still gonna work. If I go take a diet pill, don't eat right. I never took a diet pill. I don't know if this is how it works, but if I go take a diet pill, don't change my eating habits, exercise habits, I'm still gonna be fat. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. So they being sued for making false claims about diet pills. So she basically pretty much got Annalise, you know, clinical students to come up with the best strategy and for defense, so they don't have to get sued and for all this millions or billions of dollars, or however much they worth. So she asked, you know, who want to run point, who want to run lead, and Michaela, of course, ooh, me, Tegan. She looked over Michaela, and she was like, Laura is gonna be you running point. So Laura chases Tegan out and was like, you know, Michaela's so much better, you know, trying to, you know, she know Michaela ain't no better than her. You know, they all on the same level. If you asking me, they all on the same level. They ain't good for nothing but causing heartaches, troubles, and problems. But Tegan said, look here, little girl, your parents, your family has cost this firm millions and millions of dollars. I'm finna get some work out of you. And I was just like, okay, sis, I'm on your side. You know, Laura, get to work. So anyways, moving on, then Annalise, she finally goes to meet the governor. The governor lets Annalise know that, you know, she don't like to lose, and she was pissed off after Annalise's last victory and the victory speech that she gave. But now all of a sudden she wants to work with Annalise. She wants Annalise to work on her Pennsylvania Fair Defense project, where Annalise will be head of the project. She wants to, you know, Annalise to draft a bill to reduce prison population by 50%. You know, Annalise asked her, like, what's the catch? You know what I'm saying? And she was just like, there's no catch. Annalise, I just signed, you know, a contract with Copeland and Gold. I can't just, you know what I'm saying, leave them. I'm under contract. The government say, I can take care of that, and I even let you bring your students. But you got to make a choice within the next 2 days, but until then it's confidential. Now, my initial thoughts about this was it's a scam to keep your enemies closer. You know the old saying, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Annalise, you are an enemy of this woman, and it's kind of pissing me off that you falling for the okie doke. Like, you superwoman. You don't fall for stuff like this. I need you to wake up and snap out of it, because it's a ploy. It's fake, you know. So moving on, Miller, he calling Bonnie. You know, he got to call his girl. She ignoring him. And her sister basically wants her to tell her why she is here. And Bonnie is just like, all right, I'll let you know. Bonnie shows sister the picture of her stealing her baby out the hospital. And the sister said, and Bonnie was like, you told me that my child was dead. So this you stealing the baby at the hospital. So what's going on, sis? Like I need some answers. So the sis give a BS lie. I don't even remember what she said, but it was a whole bunch of bull. Like Bonnie seen right through it. And Bonnie says, you lying on this picture, you obviously taking him away from the hospital. So she ends up confessing, saying that they daddy told the nurse that she was the mom, and she took the baby, but when they got home, the dad drove the baby somewhere and sold him, but she don't know the who. Says that she didn't want to tell Bonnie because she didn't want Bonnie to worry about him. I don't know what y'all people got going on over there, but y'all stealing your sister babies and then covering up, selling the baby. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. This is one of the storylines. Maybe it's gonna get deep and more interesting, but as of today, right now, this is one of the storylines I'm not really impressed with on the show. Bonnie reconnecting with her son, going to see her hearing crackhead sister. Like I can do without, but I know Shonda is taking me on the ride, and sooner or later we gonna pop out into this gorgeous scenery, and it all just gonna unfold. So I'm gonna be patient. So moving on, Bonnie tells Annalise that she's not leaving until she know more, because then she get Annalise to run down about what Big Sis say. And Annalise tells Bonnie, I think you should come home. You doing more harm than good. And Bonnie was like, I thought you said you gonna support whatever I got going on, sis. Like, what's good? You gonna support me or no? So they hang up. Julia comes outside like, oh, that's Annalise. And Bonnie was just like, girl, where you going? Like, where you going? And Julia, the sister, was like, all I want to do is get high right now. So the place I'm going is the best place for me. And so her little guy friend or whoever, he comes pick her up, and they just drive off and into the dope sunset. That's what I was thinking at this moment, that she going to do some drugs. I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. I just don't think positive about these druggies, man. I don't know. So anyway, then we get a scene where Nate Senior and Junior talking about why Senior hasn't been transferred to a mental health facility yet. He's still in prison. And basically, Junior tells Senior that they don't have a room available right now. And Senior comes up with this in his head, like it's karma for me not making things right with the man family who I have killed. And he lets Junior know he want to write an apology letter to the family so he can right his wrongs. Now listen, I'm gonna throw this out there. Right? It's been 30 years. Never gone. I mean, you may be gone, but you never forgot. Frank Senior, I don't know if this is a good idea. This is what I'm thinking at this particular moment in the episode. I'm like, you done kill these people, son, brother, friend. Now you want to say, I don't think that's a good idea. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking in this moment. But y'all know it's a couple more moments we got to go, so I flip a little bit. So moving on, Annalise goes through the job proposal that the governor has gave her. Crawford comes in, she try to puts it up, and he's like, no need, I already know what that is. I got a friend down at the governor office, they let me know every single thing. And he asked her, did she turn it down? And Annalise was like, I haven't yet. I'm, thinking about it. So he came at a sister the wrong way. He threatens to sue her. And she said, boy, please, I'll sue you back. I forgot what he said. He'll sue for what she said. But you don't threaten no sister like that, dog. You don't, no. Take it from me. You don't threaten a sister like that. And that's a real one right there. You don't play with her like that. So he proceeds to tell Annalise that the governor, is up to no good, and basically he stuck his neck out there, and he been saving her ever since he hired her. He been sticking his neck out there for her. And Annalise thanks him, and he was just, but she gave him like a side, what they call it, like she said thank you, but not like so direct. She was like, yeah, you probably did a little something for me, and I appreciate that. But you ain't gonna make no decision for me. I'm capable of making my own decisions, and gave all these reasons why she can make this decision when she. I'm just like, see, that's why you don't talk to them sisters like that, dog. Once they start going, man, it's just like, like you gotta let them sisters do their thing. So moving on, Tegan has the team, Annalise team, going through the gut sucker case info. And by the way, I know in my past reviews, I was like, I want to see Tegan in action. And although I didn't get to see her in the courtroom on this episode, she was in action a little bit. But the next step is to see her in the courtroom. So I just want to throw that out there. So anyways, Laura, she comes up with a plan to basically blame the ad agency. And Tegan just like, can anybody tell her why she wrote? So Michaela, know-it-all, want to be Tegan girlfriend, speaks something like, we can't do that because gut sucker take all the responsibilities for the ad agency. So whatever the ad agency promotes, it comes back onto the gut sucker company. And so Tegan said, y'all go back to work. Y'all go back to work and find something I can use, or I'm going to tell Annalise and Mr. Crawford that y'all ain't no help at all. So Tegan leave, and Laura asks Michaela, like, why you ain't tell me that before I got up here and made a fool of myself? And Laura, I forgot, it's because you're in love and you just want to impress her, which is so true. Like, she can't even, like, I'm going to tell you something. And I know this ain't the direction that the show going in, but I need other people, other students to pick up on Michaela's obsession with Tegan. You know what I'm saying? But, whatever. So anyways, Gabriel lets Laura know it's his time to return the favor and all of that good stuff. So he said he'll be coming by her crib to help her out. Return the favor. I'm sorry, I got a little text message, got sidetracked, but I'm back on it. So he said he gonna come by her crib tonight to help her out. So moving on, Bonnie is going through all of Julie, her sister stuff. I don't know why I'm calling her by her name. She ain't important. Big sis, that's what we gonna call her. Bonnie going through big sis belongings while big sis, in my opinion, getting high. I'm thinking big sis left to go get high. You know what I'm saying? So she on the phone with Miller while she going through stuff, and so she finds a gun. And Miller, he dying to help. So she was like, I need your help. And we all knew right then and there she wants him to run the serial numbers to see if the gun registered. So moving on, apparently big sis ain't doing no dope. She's at an AA meeting telling, the member. I been to an AA meeting for class when I was in undergrad. I'm telling y'all, man, I ain't got no addiction, man. I went. And it's pretty cool, like, just sitting there and observing how it really is. But anyways, she basically letting them know, like, I've been holding this secret from my sister. And it's killing me not to tell her. But if I tell her, it's going to kill her. And she going to want to kill me. And the whole time, guess who in the audience? Frank. And I don't know what type of detective this dude is, but he can just find out what he need to be when he need to be. Like, he working for Annalise. FBI, at least the police, they need to call him and say, we got a job for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, how did he know to go there? I don't know. I don't know. But anyways, she basically said she don't want to tell Bonnie the truth because she know how to kill Bonnie and all of that kind of stuff. So now it got me wondering what really happened to this little boy. And I don't even care that much about the little boy. I know it's sounds heartless. I'm sorry, but I'm just keeping it real. It's one of the storylines that I can do without right now. So moving on, Nate is with Annalise. They're having a conversation. He was like, is there anything I can do to help Bonnie? And Annalise was like, chill, dog. You done enough. You the reason she up there going through this foolishness. So he tells Annalise about his dad wanting to write a letter to the family of the man he killed, and he want to keep it on the low from the media and the government. So he just need an address. He don't want to get out there. So Annalise says that she tells him about the job that the governor offered her, and he's just like, can you trust her? And Annalise said, I can't trust nobody, but it may be worth a shot. And I'm just like, Superwoman. Annalise, come on now, girl. Like, when Nate, I feel like the only person that can seriously talk to Annalise and make her think rationally about stuff is Nate. He should have pressed the issue just a tad bit more, but he didn't. And she can't trust nobody, but it's just something about this thing with the governor that just don't sit right. First you my enemy, then you offer me a job. Like, come on, Superwoman. You smarter than this. Anyway, moving on. So, now we having bonding time with Oliver and Connor mom. Connor and his mama is talking about moving the wedding. Oliver and says she asked him why can't they move the wedding, and son, I don't know, and somehow or another Oliver was just like, he said something about Oliver being scared of his mama, so whatever Oliver mama say, kind of, I don't know, I don't really care about this storyline either. I know it's bad, y'all. So Oliver overhears them and he goes to talk to Connor. He lets Connor know that, man, my mama gave up so much for me to be where I'm at. She don't ever ask anything of me. So I feel like this one time, I should, do what she asked. And so somehow another Connor was like, I think it's time you tell your mom you have HIV. I don't know where that came from, but he brought it up, and I was just like, wow, like, I don't know. But anyways, moving on. Bonnie asked her sister when she get back home, she unveiled it, like, why you got this unregistered gun here? And Big Sis was like, to protect me and my daughter. I live in a bad neighborhood. Like, why you going through my stuff? And so Bonnie asked her again. She said, where my child? Where is my child? Let me know. Don't be little sis. I'm trying to protect. Tell me where my child is. And so Big Sis was like, you know what? I can help you find it. And I'm just like, I'm watching this, but I'm waiting for something to happen, I'm waiting for something to happen. Y'all know this show. So moving on, Frank sent Annalise a recording of Big Sis at the AA meeting and asked Annalise what do she think he should do with it. She was like, I don't know. Bonnie made a decision. Do what you want with it. Do what Annalise like, look here, dog. I got so much going on back here. I ain't got time to be worried about Bonnie wanting to go find her son and all that. I told her not to go, so she tell Frank to decide what to do with it. And I knew Frank was gonna play it for Bonnie. In my mind, at this time, I was just like, he gonna play it for her. But nevertheless, moving on. Annalise arrives to work the next day or whenever, and Crawford comes in. He's waiting for her in her office. And he was reading over the job description type of thing that the governor gave her, and he points out, man, this is a scam. Your budget for this job will be based on targeted cases that you actually win, and so this ain't nothing but a whole bunch of smoke screens to bury you, because if you don't have a budget, you can't fight for anyone. So Annalise was just like, it kind of hit her a little bit. You know what I mean? She was just like, she was shocked. And it bothered me because I'm just like, you really trusting the enemy right now. Like, you really trusting the ops. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was bothering me. So she gives the governor a call, bringing up the budget, tells her that she need a set budget that doesn't change, right? And she tells the governor that this line of work does not come cheap. I need a budget. I don't need no target cases, no tricky wording, yada, yada, yada. And so she also said, I want a full pardon for Nate Sr. And so the governor was just like, I'll look into it. These things take time and all that. And so I'm watching it. And the only thing I could think about was, Annalise, please use them and leave them. Ain't that what Rick James said? Love them and leave them. I know I sound bad, but y'all know what song. It was Rick James, I believe. Yeah, like use her and leave her. Get Nate Sr. his pardon and leave her. But that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm selfishly hoping she used a white woman, get Nate Senior be free so he can go sleep on Nate's sofa, and tell her that she ain't taking the job. That's what I want. So moving on, Oliver and his mother go try on tuxedos, and Oliver asks his mother, why doesn't she like Connor? And she says, well, son, before you started dealing with him, your lifestyle was a whole lot better. Now you living in a piece of crap, and all of this, your life just was better. And he lets her know, like, it was our choice, I made the choice, and all of that. And then she just comes out with the real. She was just like, since you started talking to him, you kind of pulled away from him. We used to talk every day, now we barely talk. And she asked him, why did he pull away and, like, you know, distance himself? And so he tells her that it's not Connor, and he comes down and tells her that he's HIV positive. And, you know, she kind of shocked. But then he goes on to say he didn't want her to keep worrying about him. And he tells her that he's safe, he's taking his med, it's whatever, like he can't pass it on or whatever. And his mother was just like, and she came off as a snob earlier, like a little too goody two shoes or whatever. She tells him that she is here for him until the day that he dies, no matter what he's going through, and all of that. She got his back. She riding with him. She gonna die with him. And she was just like, she hate that he thought that he had to go through this alone. And he was like, I didn't have to go. I had Connor. And I'm just like, okay, like, if you a parent, you hear something like that, you can't help but, feel a way, the positive, a good way toward the spouse. You know what I'm saying? It's a touchy subject, yeah. So anyways, moving on, Tegan comes back in to the students. She asks, what strategy do they have? Laura presents a case back in 1993, Trim Me diet pills lawsuit. The judge ruled that the company had to offer all customers a 50% return, and the company would be protected from all claim damages, right? So basically, gut suckers would have to pay out about $5 million to all of the consumers who bought the product. And Tegan is impressed. And with Laura and what she came up with, and of course Laura had to give Michaela some credit, had to give her a shout out. And so Tegan said, I mentioned both of you, Mr. Crawford. And I'm just like, Lord, like, stop helping this girl try to get this woman pants. I mean, come on now. So what the girl named Michaela, like, she makes her jokes about maybe you the one who want to get in Tegan pants, and Laura was like, I'll never steal her away from you. I like men. I have a child. Hey, that don't mean that now. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I offended somebody. But so anyways, Gabriel gives Laura her credit, like, you killed it. We'll celebrate the bachelor party. So moving on, Tegan goes to Crawford with the plan to just have the diet pill company pay the $5 million, and he's just distracted. And she noticed it, and she was like, "This is about Annalise." And he asked her, "How does she know?" She said, "I know everything that's going on in this building. Like, I'm the HBIC up in here. Like, she is a sister, bro. You can't hide nothing from him, bro." And she gives him great info. What's the word I'm looking for? She basically say, lose your pride. I know exactly what Annalise wants, and she wants to be wanted, and that's what all us women want. And she tells him, lose your pride, beg her to stay, because she is not going to stand for anything less. And she said, I love that about her, because I wouldn't stand for anything less either. And I'm just like, at this moment in the episode, I just can't see him begging Annalise. And it's not because I feel like he's too good, but he's annoyed with the situation, like, that ops, your enemy, is not trying to work with you. That's annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's annoying. I'm not gonna beg you, and that makes no sense, But moving on, so Nate goes to see Miller to see if Miller can pull some strings, get his dad moved out of jail quicker into a facility and all of that good stuff. And Miller said, I got some good news. He's being transferred tonight. And Nate asked about Bonnie, and Miller lied like, you know, she got a bad flu. Like, Nate know what's going on, dude. Obviously, Bonnie ain't tell you everything. So anyways, Frank plays the recording of the Big Sis at the AA meeting for Bonnie, and he pulled her record. She got a trespassing record, and it, you know, with a family right up the road. The son name is Jake. And all that good stuff, and he was just like, maybe this is the family that they sold the baby to and that she knew about, and she went to check on him because she was worried about him. And you know, and Frank was like, she knew all along, she knew the whole time where your son was. She's been lying to you since you showed up and basically been keeping it from you all of these years. So moving on, Connor goes to see Oliver's mom. They have a little moment. She's showing him Oliver's scrapbook of a perfect wedding, tells him she know how much he loves her son. He loves her son. And that they both deserve that dream wedding of Oliver's. And she won't be upset they use the church. So, you know, it was a cool little moment. They having mama, son-in-law type of moment. Real cool, real cool. So moving on, Crawford goes in to quote-unquote beg Annalise. And she tells him that the governor is thinking of pardoning Nate Sr. And he said, you can't trust her. So Annalise was like, I don't trust anybody. And so he was like, that's not fair to you. You should be able to trust the people you work with. So he opens up, tell her about his misconduct case, how he fell in love with a client. He thought the client fell in love with him back. But it ended up being a, you know, misconduct case in a file cabinet. So now he paying for it. That's why he always in and out with the board. Boom, boom, boom. And he says, use me to help you fight this fight. I have your back at every turn and more than willing to destroy whoever gets in your way. I don't know what else you want, Annalise. He's offering you resources. He's offering you a strong partnership of somebody who's not going to leave you out to dry, who's going to stand by you. You know what I mean? So I just feel like I'm glad he didn't beg, because it's just annoying that she is even considering going to work with her enemy and the governor, who was just last episode pissed off at her. The episode before that pissed off at her, but now she want to work with her. Like, you the ops. We don't work with the ops. And it's just like the okie dokie in her is, I'm not here for it. So moving on, Annalise goes to meet with the governor, tells her that she's turning down the job because she just doesn't buy it. Her gut tells her that this is not real. And I'm just like, yes, finally. So the governor tells her that you're wrong about me, I'm your ally. And Annalise says the world, somehow or another, they got on this subject. Annalise like, the world don't need people like you politicians who just trying to, you know, stack a dollar and do away with innocent people in the criminal justice system. They need people like me who are not politic minded, who really want the best for them, the best representation for them. So Annalise starts to walk out. So then the governor pulled the ace. And I don't believe she had done this prior. I just, like, it was the ace. It was the ace in the hole. She says, so you don't want to hear about the pardon that the board agreed on for Nate Sr. And she tells Annalise, all you have to do is accept the job. That's a hell of an ace. You hear me? And the reason why, I feel like she looked into Annalise and knows the relationship that she has with Nate and how she's sensitive toward this situation. So that's the ace. You know what I'm saying? Take the job, he get the pardon. You could have said that when she was on the phone with you. You feel what I'm saying? But when she came and told you that she wasn't, you had to use that. Annalise, think. And I'm getting annoyed with Annalise. I'm just like, think about it. She could have been told you this, but whatever. So moving on, Bonnie having this conversation with her sister, like, all these years, and my son was 20 minutes away from our house. And the sis just started crying to my some dad was gonna keep him, but on the way home at a red light, she jumped out of the car and ran until she reached the house, and she promised Bonnie she was gonna protect him, and she buried him. And I'm just like, so you telling another lie that you buried the boy alive? Like, I don't know. You know, see, it was just weird. It's just weird. This story is weird. It's hard for me to follow, but y'all know this how this show is. So now it's time for Connor and Oliver bachelor party. Connor gives his dad a call. They haven't talked in a while. He want to tell his dad about the wedding. Gabriel asks Laura how is her son doing, and tells her that he noticed that she's been ignoring him, acting funny towards him, and he doesn't like her like that, and he won't hit on it, especially, you know, with everything happening out the West. And she was like, how you know about that? And he was just like, the whole world know about that. Everybody at school know about that. And she was just like, don't ever talk to me again. Like, I was just like, that's a weird response to what this, you know, so whatever. So Nate Senior and Junior talking about Nate Junior giving Senior the update about him being bumped up to number 1 on the list, and then he slides Senior the address so he can write the letter. And Senior says writing this letter is the sanest thing that he's done in years, and he begins to write a beautiful letter. Like, it was just such a powerful letter, and I love the way that it was written. It was written in a way that really sounded as if it came from a man, a person who has a mental disability, who is truly remorseful about, you know, the crime that he committed. It was just a beautiful letter, and he was reading it in such a way where it just came off like, man, this guy is sincerely sorry, but you can still tell he had a mental disability, and like the way the letter flowed, it was filled with sorrow, regret, remorse. It was filled with sympathy and empathy. Like, he's just trying to find some closure with that chapter in his life. You know what I'm saying? And wants to help the family have some closure if he may. It was just powerful the way that letter was written. I'm sorry. If you've seen the show, y'all know what I'm talking about. So Annalise tells Crawford, she goes to tell Crawford that she had every intention of turning down the job. But this job is bigger than me, you, and this firm. And she lets him know that they're gonna pardon Nate Senior. So Crawford he's annoyed, and I cannot blame him. This is the one of the few times I felt like Annalise is just being stupid and she being played. So he picks up the phone, calls security, and say, Miss Key need to be escorted up out of here. I'm done. So moving on, Bonnie and Nate are on the road back home, and she picks up the phone to call the police. She want to report a unregistered gun in a house with a minor, and Frank take the phone, hangs it up, and tell her that she'll hate herself after she do it, which is so right. Two wrongs don't make a right. Although me personally, you took my child away from me, I'm taking yours. I need you to feel all this pain that I feel for all these years. You feel me? And I know it's wrong, but I'm an eye for an eye type of guy, especially with something like that. Now, tic-tac, nah, but eye for an eye, that's me. So then Annalise goes to see Nate, tell Nate Jr. about the pardon. His dad is coming home. Then we get the scene, doing all of this, by the way, Nate Sr. is reading the letter as he writes it. And it was just beautiful, dude. So they come in to transfer Nate Sr. And then Nate get a call. Nate calls the prison, the jail, and wants to talk with Senior. And they tell him that there's been an incident. And we see that Senior is bleeding out, that he's dead. The letter is draped in blood. And I'm going to tell y'all what I think before I wrap this video up. I believe that it was Crawford who had Nate Sr. killed so that Annalise can blame his killing, his murder on the governor, and therefore she won't go and work with the governor. Because here's the thing, if Crawford had Nate Sr. killed, it keeps Annalise from working with the enemy, right? Because of Annalise, because think about this, and I know this is hypothetical, but if the governor had Nate Sr. killed, she has to know that that's not a possibility, because if Nate Sr. is killed, Annalise is automatically gonna assume that it was her, right? And therefore she won't come to work for her at all. So that's why I feel like the governor had nothing to do with this. I believe it was Crawford reached out to some clients in jail, or some, I don't know how Jim Sr. was killed, but I believe it was Crawford who killed him, had him killed, so Annalise can blame the governor and come back home. That's what I think. And I love the way it ended, because now I'm interested again. Anyway, that's all I have. I'll see you guys next week with this. Be sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I'll see y'all next week.